everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm finally going to be filming my beauty bank update. I haven't done this since the end of April and I'm a bit late doing it for the end of May. I like to do it right at the end of the month, but obviously we're already in June. But what I like to do in this project basically is go through any makeup items that I've bought in the month, talk about any empties I have, whether it's makeup or skincare or hair care, and also any pans that I have hit as well. And then I kind of look at my totals and see if I'm in the positive or in the negative. So I actually ended the month on a positive. Every month I've been positive. I did buy quite a few little makeup items last month and also a palette. So my points did go down and I ended the month on only 3 points. So technically, if I was going to buy anything this month, I was only allowed to buy 3 items, or I would have to finish up a lot of makeup items, hit a lot of pans to make up for it. And when I do buy an eyeshadow palette, that's actually 2 points deducted. But anyway, let's get into it because I have purchased items this last month. And I actually bought more than what I'm going to show you today, but it just hasn't arrived. I bought some things back in April that I still have not yet received. So I'm not counting it yet, but I am basically failing my beauty bank at the moment, or my low buy. But you know what? I feel like I'm happy with it. I'm okay with it. I'm not, disappointed with the items that I've bought so far. So it's all good. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to go through all of the items that I have purchased this month. So if you watched my video last month, I tried out Gloss Gods and I've been talking about them quite often now in videos. Not for any particular reason, it's just a new brand that I have basically discovered. It's an indie brand and I have really enjoyed their makeup. So I've done a couple of, videos on their palettes, and they will be live on my channel already, so you might have already seen that. But I did do quite a big order because when I bought the new neutrals, I really liked it. And I went back on their website and they had a sale, site-wide sale. So I was like, oh gosh. And then I looked at all of the other palettes that they have and I basically picked up a whole bunch, including the new palette that they've just released as well, which is the What's Your Power, which is one of the ones where I have a dedicated video on. And this came with a bundle. So I have the palette and I also got the Crease Killer, which is the eyeshadow base. This one came separately, so I haven't actually tried this one, but obviously I've done 3 looks with this palette and I also have done a few looks with the gel liners. You get 4 of them and they're a lot of fun. They're water activated. And yeah, I got this whole bundle from Gloss Gods. So if you want to watch that video and see the different looks that I did with that, then go have a look. But I really, really enjoyed that. So that is a lot of points there deducted. So I'm already in the negative. You can see I'm in the negative, right? Because I've got one eyeshadow palette, which counts as actually 2 points, not 1 point. And then all of the gel liners are going to count as 1 point. And the crease, the eye base is going to count as 1 point as well. So already not off to a great start. But yeah, there's more. So when I bought that, I just wanted to see what other palettes they had, and I got 3 more palettes from them, and I got this all at the same time, but I did do the dedicated video on that one. This one right here is the Look for Rainbows, and I've just recently pulled that for a Shop My Stash, so I'm going to be doing a No Pan Left Behind. And it is an all shimmer, kind of a rainbow palette, but not really, but it's really beautiful and I'm enjoying it so far. I'm really happy about this one. I want to say if you're going to purchase from Gloss Gods, the shimmers are worth it. The mattes are so nothing special, maybe even on the lackluster side, but the shimmers are really, really stunning. And then I also have these 2 palettes here, which I have yet to touch. So I've got Dancing in the Sky, which is a green palette. It's an all shimmer palette again. The reason I haven't touched this is because I was working on my Earthly palette from Beauty Bay, the 42-pound palette, and obviously this is an all green palette, so it just was going to clash, and I kind of want to get over greens. But there's a lot of duochromes in here, so who knows what it really is going to look like on the eyes. I can't wait to try this, but I think I'm going to give myself a little bit more time just to stay away from green eyeshadow for a little bit longer, because I did get quite sick of it. And then I also picked up the Vintage Glam, which is a beautiful mauve eyeshadow color. What am I trying to say? It's a beautiful mauve color story. They've got a little bit of purples, pinks in there, and I think this is really romantic, but I think this is better for maybe winter time. It's a little on the cooler side, obviously. So this one is another one where I might probably wait to play around with it. Unless you want dedicated videos literally on all of these. I did ask if you wanted a dedicated video on this one in particular, because obviously I'm working on my Shop My Stash, and I did get one comment where you would like to have a video of that. So maybe I'll do like a 3 looks with all 3 of these palettes, and then I can use all 3 of them in one video. Let me know if that's something you'd like, or I could just do their own separate videos. Like I do 3 looks with all of them, but that would probably take me a while to actually get out because I have a lot of other eyeshadow palettes I'm working on. But I really have been enjoying Gloss Gods, and no, of course I'm not sponsored, and I did not receive any of this. I mean, the amount of times that I've been talking about it, you would think that I have some incentive to talk about them, but I'm just eager and keen because I do kind of like the brand. So that in itself is a lot of items that I purchased this month, all from one brand, and yeah, that's completely destroyed my beauty bank in terms of points. So that's basically 13 points right there, because obviously the 4 eyeshadow palettes count as 2 points each. Then I need to deduct from my current beauty bank. So that means I'm at a -10, which obviously means I can't buy anything unless I make a move on finishing some makeup items and maybe getting my points up through pans. So let's get into all of the makeup pans that I've hit this month. To be honest, I was a little bit surprised. I wrote down a few weeks ago how many. I wrote down 7, and then today I was trying to figure out, really 7? Which 7 are they? Because I feel like it's been a really long time since I've been filming. I'm just like not with it. So I do actually have 7 makeup pans that I've hit this month. They're not all eyeshadows, and a lot of them I've already spoken about in videos, so they won't all be a surprise. And none of these were hit in June, because obviously this video is coming out a little bit late. They were all done in May. All right, let me start with the ones where I know I've spoken about already in videos. So I did hit a pan in my Technic days from Beauty Bay. I hit this pan right here called Spectrum, which is a beautiful green shimmer. And I was working on it in my Zodiac panner. So I hit pan in that. Still have yet to hit pan on that, but that one is one that I'm working on. So that is 1. And every pan that I hit counts as half a point. So, you know, I'm not going to suddenly have 7 points to add on. It's actually just half a point. So, but it still counts for something. The next one that I hit was in my Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. And I hit the pan in Supermoon right here, again in my Zodiac panner, because I did pretty well in my first month for that project. So that one was a nice pan to hit and a really nice shade to use. So that's fun. So that's just 1 point going in so far with those 2. Another one that you would have seen was from my Belgian Waffle. I hit pan in this lighter shade right here. Actually looks a little bit different from when you last saw it. I actually hit the middle pan. At first you could just see the lines on the pan, but now there's an itty bitty baby pan in the middle there. So that's exciting. So obviously I'm still using it. I'm still trying to hit pan on this one, and I kind of go into both of them when I use it. So definitely been using this one a little bit more, but that is cool. So that one is another half a point. And then another one that you would know is my NYX HD Finishing Powder. I hit pan in this during my Shop My Stash. I was just trying to use this for 10 times or more in my project 10 uses, and I hit a little baby pan right at the start, and then it just expanded. I don't know what happened, but this was an unexpected pan. Wasn't trying to pan it at all, but I just really like this powder, and I honestly don't think you get that much. You get 8 grams, which maybe you do, but honestly, it feels like you don't get that much, so I might have to repurchase that one. I really do like that one. Okay, next up we've got the e.l.f. Bite Size Duo. This is the Cantaloupe, and I hit pan in the blush. This was in my project pan, my own separate project pan that I'm doing, and I hit pan in this in May, which was really fun and exciting to see, because that was my goal. I didn't have a goal to hit pan in the highlighter, but definitely in the blush. This is the only color blush that I have that's kind of a peachy orange. I don't know, it's just a really light, beautiful peach that doesn't lean pink, it leans more yellow peach, which I really do like. So yeah, I was able to do that this month. And then these next two, I don't think I've spoken about. So I have been working on my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer in the 50 Shades of Yellow or Gold project with the Fantastic Ladies. And I have hit pan in this bronzer, and that was my goal. So this one will be rolling out of that project once I do the update. But yeah, I managed to hit pan in this not long after I did my update actually for that video, which was kind of mid-May. So yeah, just a few weeks ago I hit pan in this, which was fun. And yeah, this is definitely by far my favorite cream bronzer that I own at the moment. It's just a really good color. Had my, you know, if I did have other cream bronzers that were maybe this shade, I might like them better. I mean, I think it's really just the shade. It's not so much the quality of the formula, because I don't think the quality of formula of this is any better than my ABH or my Milk, you know, bronzer. I just think that this one is less either red tone, yellow tone, or orange tone. It's just a very good neutral color. I use the pale one, the fair one, and honestly it works for me. So that one is another little pan that I hit. And then the last one, the 7th one that I've hit, this is going to be a spoiler from my project level up, which I'll be filming very, very soon, hopefully. And it is from my Huda Beauty Desert Dusk. I'm actually in the project level 4, so I have to hit 4 pans. I am nowhere close to that, but I hit pan in this shade right here. So I've done my one. These two I already had pans before I added this to the project. So yeah, this is my first little pan that I have for my project level 4, and the last pan that I hit this last month. So that was my 7th pan. So with all of those pans and then all of the items that I've bought, I had -10 with the 7 pans. Now it's a -5.5. So it's getting a little bit better. It's getting a little bit better, but it's obviously still in the negative. It obviously means that I've purchased more than I'm able to get out of my collection, but I don't mind. I really do not mind. Last but not least are the empties that I have this month. Not a lot. I have mostly hair care, a little bit of body care, and then I think maybe one makeup item, which is going to change my numbers again. But let's go through this really quickly. So I finished the Palm Beach Coconut Shower Gel. Nothing to say on here. I just keep repurchasing it. I really like it. I finished this one. This is the Got To Be Dry Shampoo. And this one I really, really like. This is, I don't know if you watched my last Beauty Bank video. I might have spoken about in that one or the March one, but there I was talking about the dry shampoo that is green, and this is the one, this is the best one, and this is the one where it wasn't in stock when I went back to repurchase it, but it's so good. It doesn't leave a white cast, and I definitely will be rebuying this if I can, if it's in store. So that one I finished I want to say right at the beginning of May, because I also finished another one. This is from Urban Care. It's the Go Nuts with Coconut Dry Shampoo. I don't really care for this. I actually ran out of this pretty fast as well. It didn't last very long, and it did leave a white cast. So it wasn't my favorite, but I finished that one. Another hair care item that I finished, which I spoke about in my 50 Shades of Yellow/Gold, is this little mini shampoo from Aura Fluido. Not the best shampoo, but honestly it did my hair did look nice after using this. I just didn't really enjoy the shampoo because I think it has a lot of silicone in it, and it just weighed my hair down quite a bit, but it did get rid of the frizziness, so you know, I think that's it with hair care. Next I've got a few body care. So I finished a deodorant. This is the Nivea Antiperspirant Pearl and Beauty. I've had this for so long and I finally just finished it. I do not like this at all. I couldn't get the tiny little bit out, but it's done. So this one has been called an empty. I finished a shower gel. This is another one. This is from Anatomicals. Again, I spoke about this in my 50 Shades of Yellow / Gold because it has a yellow cap. This was very easy to get through. And then one that I haven't spoken about yet in that project, but it is in that project, is this little sugar scrub. So this is the Shadeless Skin Sugar Scrub in Strawberry. Finally finished it. I had a little bit left. Nothing to say. It's just a tiny little sugar scrub and I finished it. I finished one skincare item. This is the Skin and Tonic Plump Up Hydrating Serum. I really did enjoy this at the end. I thought I would have another serum to finish, but there's still a little bit left, so that's just obviously going to carry on till June. But yeah, I love my serums, and the thing is with me, and I think I've said this multiple times, if I like an item, I'll use about half of it, then I'll save it, and then I'll wait to go back to it, which is really stupid. So this is one of the items where I really liked it, I used quite a lot of it, and then I just let it sit there for months and I used other items and then I finally went back to it. I don't know why I do that. I should just use it all in one go, but I like to savor it if I like something. So yeah, this is definitely nice. It's a UK brand. And yeah, I did like that serum. And then my only makeup item that I finished is my Ofra mascara. This one I finished right at the beginning of May because I've been using another mascara pretty much the whole month. So I probably finished this maybe a few days after I filmed my last beauty bank, but yeah, it's the HD Volumizing Mascara. It was okay. It's obviously done. It's super dry. I do prefer this to the mascara that I'm using right now, so had this been able to last a bit longer, I would have continued to use it, but it just wasn't working very nicely with my eyelashes anymore. So I did call it done. So this means that I will be able to remove another point from my beauty bank. And so instead of -5.5, I'll be a -4.5, which yay, it's a little bit better, right? A little bit better. So there you have it. That is everything for my beauty bank. I do feel like I'm going to slow down a little bit. There's been so many makeup releases and just in the last few weeks that have really caught my eye, but I don't think I'm going to buy anything else. I think I'm quite happy to work on everything that I have and really work, you know, like start using a lot of these Gloss Gods palettes because I don't like buying loads and loads of palettes and then not using them. So I bought a big bulk of palettes here and I do want to get to know them more. Obviously continue doing No Pan Left Behind in my Shop My Stash for my palettes that I do own that I'm neglecting. And if something catches my eye, that's fine, but I do feel like I have a good amount of foundation now because I know I bought a few foundations a couple months ago. I feel really satisfied with that. I do like all of my blush products and my bronzers. There could be one bronzer that I buy because I have been in, and it's an old school one. Like it's one that people bought years and years and years ago. I never tried it. It is the Nars Laguna bronzer. I might pick that up, I'm not sure, because the only thing in my collection that is pretty small in terms of numbers is basically powder bronzers. And because I'm working through my Belgian waffle and, you know, I'm working on those powders, you know, maybe potentially, and I'm also got a Technic bronzer that I'm trying to pan. Bronzers might be the next one where I start like looking at new products and stuff. But when I think about new releases, it's really just the eyeshadow palettes. I mean, there's the new Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette, which does look very intriguing. But I also have the Killer Purr from Menagerie Cosmetics, and it looks very similar to that. And you know, I already own that. I haven't used it enough. I wouldn't really need to get the Natasha Denona one. I'm not a Natasha Denona fan where I have to buy all her palettes. I know a lot of people like to collect her palettes, but they're just so expensive and I don't think that they're worth that price point. Just saying. I mean, I've only tried the one, but I do feel like that's the case. So that's the only one that's kind of caught my eye recently, and there's, I mean, a couple of the Odin's Eye, but I just have a thing about Odin's Eye. I just don't trust it. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't think next month will be as bad, where I have a bunch of items to share. However, I'm still waiting on my package from April, so I will have that to share if it does eventually get out of customs, because I paid all the fees now, so hopefully next week maybe I'll have it and then I can see if it was even worth it. I don't know. I can't even remember what I got. That's how bad it is. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to, and I will see you all next time. Bye.